Hello, thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be making a simple card using the Dove of Hope stamp set as well as the Detail Dove dies. This bundle can be purchased by going to my Stampin' Up store, craftysweet.stampinup.net, and this bundle is actually in our holiday catalog. This is the holiday catalog, and it is on page 13. So this is the stamp set that we're going to be using, as well as the Detail Dove dies. And then the catalog, y'all, is so good about giving samples on how you can use the stamp set and the dies on different cards. But today, the card that we're making is going to be completely different. And I'm letting my designer series paper do all of the work in this card that we're going to make today. Again, thanks for joining me. This is Keisha with Crafty Sweet. And today, let's see, I think I'm going to use, this is the Feels Like Frost 6x6 Specialty Designer Series paper. So just a tidbit. If you are looking in that in any of our catalogs, and if the designer series paper says specialty designer series paper, that means it's either going to have like some kind of foil on it, or like it's not going to be just regular like designer series paper with like images on it. It's going to have some kind of like special paper that they're using. So in this case, in the Feels Like Frost, they're using the silver foil on several of the sheets in this designer series paper. So one side will be like this, and then the opposite side will have some type of foiling image on the back. So let's see, for this card, let's see, I think I pulled it out and I put it back in. I don't know if it was this one or not, but we're gonna go with, no, not this one, because I want to have room for my sentiment up at the top. I guess we could do that one or this one. I think I had this one. Yeah, let's do that one. All right, I'm going to put this to the side. All of the products that I'm using on the card today will be in the description below, of course. Okay, we're going to start with a card base, and I'm using Night of Navy for my card base, and I have this cut down to 4 1/4 by 11, and then I am going to fold it in half and crease it with my bone folder. Just going to bring end to end. If you don't want to do it this way, you can always just score it at 5 1/2 if you're using the top folding card like I'm using today. And I am on a top folding kick for some reason. Okay, now I am going to layer this, so I'm going to need a piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to go down 1/4 inch. Let's see, so that was 5 1/2. Let's go to 5 1/4. 5 1/4 by 4. So it was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So my first layer is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, and then with the designer series paper, I am going to go in at 3 1/2. Again, I'm going down 1/4 inch, and then that was, let's see, 5 1/2. I'm gonna go down to 5 1/4. Just cutting some of the bottom off so it can layer up nicely. Okay, so I think that is all I need my trimmer for. The next thing I'm going to do, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment on the designer series paper, because I'm using Night of Navy ink, and I'm going to need some time for this to dry. So I'm going to stamp it and then sit it to the side while I do my die cutting with the Stampin' Emboss die cutting machine. All right, and I am going to stamp the right on the front just like that, and I'm going to sit it to the side, and I may end up bringing the heat tool to hit it with some heat before I adhere it, because I don't want it to smear. Okay, and I'm going to close the Night of Navy ink up for now. I'm going to set all of this to the side. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap Whisper White so I can die cut the dove. All right, so I'm going to bring the wings out, body, and then the tail. I hope everybody is doing well today. Let's bring in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Yes. We have a sale coming up on the 24th of November, and almost everything in the annual catalog is going to be 10% off. So I guess it's kind of like our Black Friday sale, but you get to get 10% off your purchase, and there are minimal exclusions. Pretty much, hold on. Before I run this through, I see this is not all the way on. So let's bring that all the way on. So they're very limited exclusions for this sale. And so I will be posting that on my my Facebook page. So hopefully you are following me on my Facebook page so you can see the exclusions. It's not a lot. It's pretty much, it's like random things. Like the Whisper White cardstock is not on sale, but pretty much all of our ink, all of our cardstock. There are a lot of stamp sets. I think it's only maybe 3 or 4 stamp sets that are excluded. But pretty much, yeah, everything else is fair game. So that is exciting. Of course, if you have questions on anything, you can always message me and I will be happy to help you out with your purchase. And then, of course, the starter kit is always the better deal, because during that time, during the 24-hour sale, I forgot to mention the sale is just going to be for 24 hours, November 24th. From midnight to until 11:59. But the starter kit is always $99, right? So during the 24-hour sale, you get the $99. You can buy the starter kit, and then you can come back and you can purchase all of your items using your demonstrator ID, and not only will you get your 20% off, but everything that you add to your order will be 10% off if it's not on the exclusion list. So that is an awesome deal. So the best deal in the book, in my opinion. Okay, now I got my wings set. I used my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue for my wings, and I just wanted to, you can see I just put adhesive just on the top part, because I want to like show the dimension with the wings. So I'll be lifting that up just a little bit. I'm not gonna put dimensionals on the back. Y'all know I like dimensionals, but I just want to, I'm gonna like finger it up a little bit one side here to the body of the dove. Okay, and let's bring in the body of the dove and remove all of the little pieces out of that part. Okay, now let's see. Got that piece. Let's go ahead. I'm going to adhere this part. I'm going to use wet glue on this one as well. Let's do just a tad bit down here at the bottom, and then let's add this same thing. I want to show the dimension on this dove, because I think the detail on this dove is awesome. See, look at the detail on the dove. I think that's pretty. Okay, so let's see, am I all set? I'm all set with layering. Let's check out my sentiment. Let me see. I do see that it's still a little wet, so I'm going to bring in my heat tool. The heat tool is not on the exclusion list, so this will be 10% off. The Stampin' Up! Trimmer will be 10% off. So great time to stock up on all of the essentials, your crafting essentials. So pretty much everything that you see me use on just about every card is going to be 10% off. Okay, hold on. Let's bring in some more heat. Down at the butt this time. If you have your ink pads and you want to take advantage of the longevity of your ink pad and buy the ink refills, it will be a great time to do it during the 10% off sale. Okay, that's what I'm planning on doing. I think I mentioned before I was doing a card and I was getting ready to use my Mossy Meadow ink, and I realized that it needed to be re-inked. And I went to find my Mossy Meadow ink refill, and I didn't have it. I don't have a Mossy Meadow ink refill unless it got misplaced during the move, which that is highly possible. Okay, you already know that I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I think adding dimensionals just, I don't know, it just adds to the card to me, in my opinion. You don't have to do it. If you want to do just your adhesive straight down on the back of your designer series paper layer, then feel free to do so. But I like to pop it up. I think it adds. Let me make sure I have all of the pieces off, and I do. Okay, and I didn't smear this time, so that is good. I'm just going to layer this on top of the Whisper White, adding dimension on top of that. That looks good. Now I am going to come in with my dove, and let's layer him up. Okay, I'm going to put a Stampin' dimensional on the back of him. Okay, like this. Let's see, let's put it down and let's see how. I think that's good. Long as my image is clearing the card base, it can go out just a little bit, but you want it to be able to fit inside of your envelope. So when you're placing it, just make sure your placement is good. Okay, that's one. And then I am going to pop. No, I'm not going to pop this part up. I think I'm just going to put adhesive on this body because I already added my dimensional to the outer part of the wing. Okay, and I'm just going to place it right here. Okay, and I'm not done because I'm using the Night of Navy ink. I want to put a layer on the inside of my card for my sentiment. And not only that, I want to let me see what size this is. I think this will work. I am going to I'm going to put a sentiment on the inside, but even if I was not using one of the images in the stamp set, if you want to write your greeting on the inside, it's kind of hard to for your greeting to show up on the Night of Navy cardstock because it's dark. Your other option is to use a chalk marker, and we sell the chalk markers in the Stampin' Up! Store too. So you can very well write with the either a white gel pen or a chalk marker. But if you want to do that, just add a piece of the regular Whisper White cardstock and on the inside, so you can stamp your image or your sentiment. Okay, and before I adhere this to the inside, I want to jazz it up a little bit. So I am going to bring in another image in the stamp set. This one right here, and I'm going to use that on the inside of this. You know what? Let's see. You know what? I'll just go ahead and I'll stamp it, but I was thinking about the drying time because this is a dark color ink. It normally takes a little bit. So I'm going to stamp this down at the bottom, and then I am going to bring in the inside sentiment. So the front says, may your season be filled with all the wonder and blessings of Christmas and hope in your heart. So that's what's going to go on the inside. All right. And hope in your heart. So cute, right? So that's just going to jazz the inside of my card up even more. All right, let's bring in my heat tool and just hit that with some heat. All right. And let's see, let's make sure it's dry before I bring that adhesive, and I think it is. I don't see any white, anything wet, so I think I'm good to go. All right, and this is the Stampin' seal. Very good. It did not smear. Okay, let's open this up, and then we're gonna line this on the inside, just like that. All right. And there we are. May your season be filled with all the wonder and blessings of Christmas and hope in your heart. All right. And this is the Dove of Hope stamp set, as well as the detailed Dove dies. If you're interested in buying that bundle, if you bundle them together, they do have a bundle price. You save your 10%. So instead of using the 2 different codes that you would put in, use this one code, because if you put the 2 different codes, you're going to get the regular price for each one of those. So you're going to want to look up, if you're purchasing bundles, make sure you're using the bundle item code when you put it in your shopping cart, because you'll save 10%. Okay, all right, and this is not the 10% for the 24-hour sale, so it'll be this stamp set, and then you'll get, which is the bundle price, 10%, and then 10% off if you're shopping November 24th. Okay, all right, thanks so much for joining me. Let me show you before I go real quick. I'm going to show you 2 more cards that I use using this stamp set, and I think I may do a video showing how I made these 2 cards, because I used the Stamparatus on this card, and I think that's a good one of the tools that we have in our catalog, and I'll be able to show you guys how I was able to stamp all of the bills and like have them even and with like the equal space in between each one of them, all because I use this the Stamparatus. So I think I'm going to do a video showing you how to make this card, and then this is a simple card right here. This is easy. It's not anything complicated. This is a thick whisper white card base with a layer on top, and I used the Dove image in the set, and then I stamped Peace on Earth. So if you're not comfortable, or if you're new with stamping and not quite sure what to do, this is just 2 different stamps used in that in this stamp set with 2 different inks. And you can even do, if you just have one color ink, you can stamp the ink and the image, the sentiment and the image up in the same color to make it even more simple. So anybody can stamp, and is my job to show you how easy it is, and I think I've done that today. Okay, so thanks again for joining me, and all of the items that I used for the projects will be in the description below. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.